Knife collecting. It's quite a fun hobby if you're into it. There's so many different knives, there's so many different shapes, so many different styles of knives from so many different facturers and manufacturers from so many different countries around the world. And if you're like me, you like a bit of everything. Personally, I love all kind of knives. Even things I suppose that you couldn't really consider a knife like this. I have knives from about 12 different countries and God knows how many manufacturers. And there is quite a few different styles and shapes in my collection. I suppose knife collecting for some people is more of a lifestyle choice. I absolutely love knives. I use knives whenever I can. You know, when I need to open a packet, I don't just rip it open. I'll intentionally go out my way to use a knife. I always carry a pocket knife. You know what, honestly, I kinda like to take a similar approach to knives as Cutlery Lover. I'm sure if you're into knives and you look up knives on YouTube, you know who Cutlery Lover is. He's probably one of the biggest knife channels on YouTube. I like to take his sort of approach when it comes to knives. You know, an appreciation for all knives. Now, I dare say Cutlery Lover's a bit more, a lot more serious than I. I mean, I don't really like cheap knives. I mean, I do still have some. But I don't really like to buy the extremely cheap knives. They're annoying, they don't work very well. But if that's all you have, that's fine, at least you have knives. Now, I've kind of got a point to this video, as I always do. It's getting increasingly difficult in the UK, I would say. Now, it's still accessible, you can still buy knives, it's still legal to own them. But it's pretty frowned upon, I dare say. This kind of comes up because, I commented on a post or a tweet from one of the UK police forces. They shared a picture of a knife and a sword that was confiscated. Now, I don't know why they have confiscated this knife and this sword. I really don't know if this is a knife and sword that someone just had lying around in their house, or if they're out in the streets causing trouble. I don't know, or if it was in the boot of their car, or what, or why they had it. But I commented that it's just knives. There's nothing wrong with owning knives. I also stated that I was a knife user, and the reply I got from the police was, well, they said that they're legal to carry, which is correct. You cannot legally carry them unless you have good reason. But they also says they find it worrying that I'm a knife user. Well, hold on. Why does that worry you that I use knives? We all use knives. Every single person uses knives on a daily basis. You just don't think about it. How are you cooking your dinner? How are you making your dinner? How are you eating your dinner? You use knives. How you open packages? You use knives. Now, most people, the majority of people, don't have knives like these, and that's okay too. The point of this being, just try to understand that this is people's hobbies. A lot of people get a lot of enjoyment out of knives, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very enjoyable hobby. It's nice to see all the different kind of knives there is. And there's a lot more to it than it's just a knife. There's a lot more to enjoy about knives other than the fact that they are knives. There's different knives for different purposes. That makes them interesting. Take this one. This is a military survival knife. That's interesting. Something like this. That's incredibly useful. Now, this isn't just a knife, this is a multi-tool, but it has a knife on it. Knives like these are good for carving. Now, this is probably the best example. This is made for collecting. Now this is a perfectly functional usable knife. This is a Victorinox. Victorinox knives are very highly collectible. It's a hobby like anything else. Like playing sports or collecting model cars or collecting Hornbys or anything like that, or collecting military badges. Anything like that. Collecting is just a hobby, and it doesn't matter what it is you collect. That shouldn't be an issue. For some people, it's trains or badges or post stamps or whatever. But for some people it's knives, and there's nothing wrong with that. And for other people it could be swords. Some people will only collect swords, and maybe a specific kind of sword. Maybe they'll only collect European swords. Nothing wrong with that. Some people will only collect military knives. Some people will only collect tactical knives. Some people will only collect knives from a certain country. Maybe they'll collect only American knives, or only German knives, or only Scandinavian knives. Or maybe they'll just collect knives with one particular locking system. Maybe they'll only collect frame locks. Maybe they'll only collect Swiss Army knives. But knife collecting is a really enjoyable hobby. And you know what, I dare say there's a knife out there for absolutely everyone. You could be one of those people that absolutely hates knives. You think all knives should be banned. But you know what, there's a knife out there for you. There is a knife that you will like. There's so many different designs. There's knives with loads of different patterns on them. There's different colours. Different images. You can get pink knives if you want, if you're female. I've seen quite a few of those. Some of them actually look pretty nice. Victorinox, they make some pink knives. You get knives with animals on them. I've seen knives with wolves on them, and they look really nice. In fact, I have one. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of wolves, but I have a Swiss Army knife with a wolf on it, and it's a really nice knife. If you don't like knives, that's absolutely fine, okay? But just try to understand that there are a lot of people who do enjoy knives, and those people who do enjoy knives, they probably put a lot of money into it. And those people who collect knives, they probably don't want to do you any harm. The majority of us don't. I would never dream of hurting someone. And you can see the kind of knives I have. This is a fighting knife right here. This Ontario is a fighting knife by design, although I don't have to use it as a fighting knife. I use it as a collectible. It just sits in my cabinet. Knives are tools before they're weapons, that should also be remembered. And they all have their place, even if you don't like them. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe. I'll see you next time.